back at it again, back with some more boxing. Do me a quick favor, guys. Go ahead and smash that like button. I promise you, it will not hurt, but it does help the channel here, guys, and it will be greatly appreciated on my end. Now, I want to talk about the big fight this morning because I actually did get up this morning. It was 6 o'clock my time over at the Tokyo Dome. It was Naoya Inoue, the undisputed champion at 122 pounds, putting all his titles on the line against Luis Nery in a fight that I knew this fight was going to be a banger, and I wasn't going to miss this one for the world. And anytime Inoue fights, I'm not going to miss it. I don't care what time I have to get up. I'm going to set that clock and I'm going to get up. And that's what I did this morning. So first of all, let me congratulate Inoue on his 6-round knockout win, retaining all of his titles, improving his record to 27-0. Shout out to him. Shout out to his team. Shout out to the people of Japan. And speaking of Japan, I'm always in awe of how they stand behind Inoue. You know, I love to see how they respect him and how they revere him and how they hold him up. And, you know, it bothers me in a sense because we don't do that here in America to our champions. We have a guy, Terrence Bud Crawford, who I actually have on my #1 pound for pound list. I have Inoue at 2, and we don't seem to hold him up like that. We don't seem to get behind him and all the things that he's done. He's a special fighter, you know, a throwback fighter, a guy who lives and breathes the sport of boxing. But we just find ways to try to, you know, not appreciate him or, you know, take things away from him. And, you know, that kind of bothers me. So it's refreshing to see, you know, the country of Japan get behind Inoue. So like I said, I'm always in awe of that. So shout out to you guys over there in Japan. But anyway, let's talk about the fight. Big surprise in the fight. First, kind of shocking, Inoue getting dropped for the first time in his career, guys, by Nery. I think it was a left hook. I saw Inoue throw a right hand, and you know the problem was, you know, is a flaw. I would say a flaw of his where he drops his hands, and his hand was dropped, and he was there for the left hook, guys, and he went straight down. His eyes, you know, kind of lit up a little bit, as well as mine, because I couldn't believe he was actually on the canvas. You know, I wasn't shocked, and I think that was a wake-up call for him. So he does have to work on that. That is a hole in his game, you know, him dropping his hands. He has to be aware of that. I think another thing I saw him doing a lot was pulling straight back. He has to stop doing that too. But besides those flaws, everything else was on point. Now, he did return the favor in the second round. He dropped Nery with I think it was a left. Yeah, it was a left. Nery overcommitted. You know, he kind of lunged forward, left himself open. Inoue stepped back and, you know, hit him with the left hook, and he went straight down. He was off balance. And, yeah, it was tit for tat. He did it in the first round. Inoue did it in the second round. I think Inoue dropped him again in the 5th round with a left hook as well. So, you know, the IQ of Inoue started to show up. And Nery, you know, he's game. He's going to fight. He's going to try to bang it out with you. He's going to come straight ahead. But I would say the speed and the power and the IQ of Inoue was just too much for Nery to handle. And, you know, he kind of dissected him through that fight up into the 6th round. The 6th round, when he dropped him in the ropes, I think it was a straight right hand. I was worried for Nery when he fell into those ropes. The way his head went back and he just collapsed into those ropes. You know, you hate to see a guy get seriously injured. I think he was okay, but it did scare me there for a minute. And let me take my hat off to Nery. You know, he was a game opponent. He did something that no other fighter was able to do. I would say he exposed, you know, some flaws in Inoue's game. Now, I'm hoping Inoue goes back and addresses those flaws, because if he does, you know, he's already hard to beat. You know, he's an offensive genius. If he gets that defense there, you know, it's going to be damn near impossible to beat this guy. So hopefully he takes that into consideration. Always work on your weak points, things that, you're lacking in. Sometimes people are going to expose stuff. If they study tape, they're going to see something and they're going to exploit it. And that's what Nery did. So like I said, hats off to him for, being game for that fight and actually dropping Inoue in the first round. But anyway, guys, that's all I wanted to talk about. And, I didn't really have much to say about it. But Inoue, like I said, he's number 2 on my pound-for-pound list. We're going to see what happens next with him. I think he's going to stay at 122 for a while, and that's okay. He hasn't been in the division very long, and I'm sure, once he feels comfortable enough to move up, he will. And shout out to him. Shout out to the people of Japan once again. Shout out to, the real boxing fans out there, who support real fighters, guys who put it all on the line and give us, the best fights that they can give us. But anyway, that is all I got to say. You guys let me know how you feel about the fight in the comments section. It's the CMB. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. And I'm out. Peace.